You have been lied to. They told you that when a man misses you, it means he loves you, that his longing is proof of something sacred, something deep. But here is the dark truth. Men do not miss love. They miss control. They miss the version of you that revolved around their validation. They miss the comfort of being desired without deserving it. They miss your softness, not because it touched them, but because it made them feel powerful, and the moment you stop caring, the illusion collapses. That is when they start to feel it, the hollow echo of their own emptiness. Listen closely. Sigmund Freud once said that love and narcissism are twin mirrors, one feeding on the reflection of the other. A man does not simply love a woman. He loves how she makes him feel about himself. In his eyes, affection becomes a transaction. Your attention for his ego, your care for his comfort, your empathy for his validation. You think he misses your warmth, but what he truly mourns is the mirror you held up to his identity. Carl Jung described this as the anima projection, the internal feminine image a man carries inside himself. He does not see you. He sees the part of himself he has lost. And when you stop caring, you stop feeding that image. You withdraw the reflection. Suddenly, he stands before a mirror gone black. No reflection, no praise, no warmth, that silence, that void. It terrifies him, and yet that is precisely when he misses you. Because only absence forces a man to face himself. Let us call it what it is, psychological dependency dressed as love. When you were available, he felt safe in your devotion. He could act distant, dismissive, even cruel, because your care absorbed the consequences. But the moment you detached, his world cracked. Your silence did what your words never could. It exposed his emotional immaturity. Have you noticed how quickly they return the moment you stop chasing? The texts, the nostalgia, the sudden confessions, not because they have changed, but because you have become unpredictable, uncontrollable, untouchable. Men crave what they cannot command. It is not affection they miss. It is the power dynamic that fed their sense of worth. Nietzsche once said, "The desire for power is not evil. It is the essence of life." But in relationships, that desire mutates. It becomes the silent poison behind every false apology, every late-night message that begins with, "I have been thinking about you." No, he has not been thinking about you. He has been thinking about how to reclaim the version of himself that existed when you adored him. It is biology disguised as sentiment. When a man loses emotional attention, his brain reacts like withdrawal. The dopamine drops, the ego trembles. He confuses this chemical emptiness for heartbreak, but heartbreak requires depth, and most men were never taught to feel deeply, only to win, to possess, to dominate. So when you stop caring, you do not just walk away, you dethrone him. You strip away the illusion that his worth was self-made. This is where it hurts, because you remember how much you gave, how much of your softness you poured into someone who only saw it as fuel for his own fire. You tried to love him into awareness, did you not? You thought if you were patient enough, gentle enough, he would finally see you. But he never did, because seeing you would mean confronting his own inadequacy, and men like that, they would rather lose you than lose their illusion of control. You cried quietly at night, thinking he would feel it. But he did not. Not until you stopped, not until the emotional oxygen was gone. That was the moment he began to suffocate. And now he comes back, confused, restless, haunted, saying things like, "I realize what I had. I miss the old us." But what he truly means is, "I miss the woman who cared enough to keep my ego alive." This is not love. It is a dependency built on emotional labor you were never meant to provide. You were the healer, the listener, the emotional container for his unspoken fears. And when you stopped caring, you did not destroy him, you simply handed him back to himself. And he cannot stand the sound of his own mind. That is why he misses you. Because you were silence he could fill with his noise. And now there is only the noise. But here comes the darker truth. He never truly missed you at all. What he misses is the feeling of being missed. It is not love, it is validation, withdrawal. He needs your desire to prove he still matters. He needs your empathy to confirm he still has worth. It is the same cycle Nietzsche warned of, when man becomes addicted to affirmation rather than authenticity. When love turns into a mirror maze of self-deception, he will tell you he has changed. He will say he has matured, that he understands now. But look closely. His regret is not rooted in empathy. It is rooted in fear. Fear of being forgotten. Fear of becoming irrelevant in a world where your indifference now holds power. You see, when you stop caring, you reverse the polarity. The hunter becomes the haunted. The manipulator becomes the desperate. He does not know why his heart races when you do not answer. He cannot explain the sudden ache when he sees you moving on. But deep down he senses it. The energy has shifted. He no longer defines the story. You do, and that loss of narrative is what truly destroys him. Now listen carefully. You were never weak for caring. Your love was not foolish, it was sacred, raw and real. But sacred things lose their power when offered to the unready. So when you finally stop caring, it is not coldness, it is awakening. You begin to see that indifference is not revenge. It is self-preservation. It is the quiet rebellion of the woman who has finally stopped begging to be understood. You do not need to match his detachment to win. You only need to stop explaining yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you. The silence that follows is not empty. It is purification. It is the sound of energy returning to its rightful owner. Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Now you see, his absence was never punishment. It was revelation. The universe does not take from you what you need. It removes what delays your becoming. So when he misses you now, when he scrolls through your pictures or drafts unsent messages, know this: he is not yearning for you. He is yearning for the woman he broke because her pain made him feel powerful. And you are no longer that woman. You have transcended the script. You no longer respond to breadcrumbs, half apologies, or nostalgic manipulation. You have learned that not every connection deserves a resurrection. Some are meant to die so you can be reborn without them. Let him miss you. Let him taste the silence he once made you swallow. Do not answer. Do not explain. Do not reopen the wound just because he feels it now. You have seen the machinery behind his missing you. It is not romance. It is the ego gasping for oxygen. And you owe him nothing. Kierkegaard wrote, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." You understand now. You see the pattern for what it was. Not destiny, not twin flames, not divine timing, just psychology wearing the mask of fate. The dark truth is this: men only miss you when you stop caring, because that is the moment you stop feeding their illusion of power. But once you awaken, once you reclaim the energy they fed on, they can never touch you again, because the woman who stops caring is the woman who finally remembers who she is. And once you see the dark truth, it can never control you again.